Yeah, let me provide you this now task, and this task is known as world issues. So go through this task. It is some issues they mentioned which are going to be discussed in United Nations, like food, water, climate change and pollution, peace and security, violence against women. You need to prioritize these tasks, prioritize these issues, world issues. You are 8 political world leaders, and you have to tell which issue is the most important, followed by next, followed by next, and also you have to tell why you think that this issue is the most important. So just go through it, and then I'll tell you to initiate and in which direction you can go. Okay, so now let me tell you how you people are to participate. These are some issues which are given. You are to make consensus in the group and tell me which is the most important issue as a leader you should discuss, followed by the next, followed by the next. And let me tell you, the trouble which is coming is like you guys are not in position to make the consensus. That is the main issue which comes in the discussion. You need to give the strong reason why you think this issue should be discussed first, or this should be priority. There is nothing like correct answer or incorrect answer, but it depends upon how you approach it. That is very important. You people are provided pen and paper, and there you are to write couple of things. At the end, you have to make a conclusion. What you think so? So how important you write and what logically you write, that is very, very important. That will fetch you the marks, right? Now unmute yourself, each one of you, and start your discussion on this now.
Hello everyone, thank you sir for giving the opportunity. Myself is Avnish Kumar Shukla. So हम लोग यहाँ पे वर्ड इश्यू डिस्कस करने के लिए आए हुए हैं. दैट इज अ वेरी गुड जीटी टॉपिक कि हम लोग 8 पॉलिटिकल मेंबर हैं, वर्ल्ड लीडर हैं, जो कि यूएन की मीटिंग में गए हुए हैं और हमको कुछ चीजें प्रायोरिटाइज करनी है, कुछ इश्यू प्रायोरिटाइज करनी है जो कि वर्ड की हैं, जैसे फूड, वाटर, क्लाइमेट चेंज एंड पोल्यूशन, पीस एंड सिक्योरिटी एंड वायलेंस अगेंस्ट वुमेन. तो मुझे लगता है हम लोगों को ऐसे प्रायोरिटी करना है कि जिससे मेजर पॉपुलेशन रिलेट कर पाए. नाउ आई ओपन द हाउस फॉर डिस्कसन.
Yes, Avnish, we first of all we should looked at how many of the countries are associated with one problem. The majority of the countries which are associated with a single problem, we should give priority in that wise. Another thing is we can also prioritize on a humanitarian basis, because if you do the prioritize on a humanitarian basis, first of all, which comes is to our mind is the violence against women, because 50% of our population are women, and the violence against them, it doesn't make a good place to live in this world. So
Vishwanath,
I also want to know about others' opinion as well.
I would like
Vishwanath,
to add a point here that the foremost point which should the problem which should be eradicated is climate change and pollution, because if the environment is not such where humans can survive, how are we going to protect women or food or any other thing for that matter? If the climate is not proper and it is it is really bad to survive for humans and living beings. So I think
I according to me, जो पहला पॉइंट होना चाहिए वो वाटर होना चाहिए, क्योंकि क्लाइमेट चेंज जो है वो तो फ्यूचर के लिए है। फिलहाल अगर अभी हमें अच्छे वाटर नहीं अवेलेबल होगा, जो कि बहुत इस दुनिया के थर्ड वर्ल्ड कंट्रीज के पास अच्छा वाटर अवेलेबल नहीं है, लोग डेथ मर रहे हैं वाटर के कारण। अगर अभी हम उसको टैकल नहीं करेंगे तो आगे के सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट या क्लाइमेट चेंज के बारे में हम कैसे बात कर सकते हैं?
बट if we are not controlling the
अगर हम
climate
क्लाइमेट चेंज को ठीक
and
से करेंगे तो
हाँ
फूड
तो
और
वाटर
वाटर के
क्वालिटी भी
कुछ
अच्छी
कम हो
रहेगी।
जाएगी, क्योंकि
Yeah.
क्लाइमेट चेंज के
Yes,
ऊपर
yes.
डिपेंड करता है फूड और वाटर।
So here I am agree with IOC and निखिल। सबसे पहले हमको prioritize करना है जो मैक्सिमम पीपल रीच तक पहुंचे, जैसे क्लाइमेट। अगर हमारा क्लाइमेट ठीक होगा तो हमारी अपने आप फूड वाटर सही हो जाएगी, ठीक है। तो हमको ऐसे prioritize करना है कि जैसे अगर हम क्लाइमेट और पोल्यूशन को देखें तो हमारा अगर एयर ही नहीं होगा सही, हमारा अगर मौसम ही नहीं होगा सही, तो हमको फूड कैसे मिल सकता है? जैसे कि ड्रास्टिकली जो ड्रॉट्स आते हैं, जो जिससे ड्रास्टिकली जो ड्रॉट्स आते हैं, वो इस पे भी तो बात निर्भर करता है कि तुम्हारा क्लाइमेट कैसा है। So I think I want to add
a point here. I want to add a point here. So basically, in my opinion, see, every country has its own problems, right? And like many of you guys, some of you told that women should be priority, some of you told that climate change should be priority. So this is where our conflict of opinions come in. So in my opinion, I think what we should do, what we can do here is we can select a few countries, as we are 8 political world leaders and we are sitting in a UN meeting. Okay, so what we can do is we can select any random like 5 countries all over the globe and think from their perspective and prioritize the issues according to them, and then make a resultant priority list. So what do you say about this system of
Imad, you made a valid point here. Imad, hello.
हम किसी भी कंट्री को प्रायोरिटी नहीं दे सकते, हमें एज अ वर्ल्ड सोचना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि हम यूनाइटेड नेशन में मीटिंग कर रहे हैं।
Yes, we have to take decision for the whole world here.
If an issue is major in many countries, it will be automatically a major issue for the world, right?
I think Imam, today the climate change is a big problem. You know, COP26, COP27 are being led by the governments. So मुझे लगता है कि हमको तो चूंकि ये मेजरली इम्पैक्ट कर रहा है, तो हमको सबसे पहला पॉइंट मेंशन ही करना चाहिए क्लाइमेट चेंज एंड पोल्यूशन को।
Yes, I agree with
actually I want to add one point. You said that
like
both food and water
can we select the countries first, like based on which we can take our decisions?
As you said, both
Imagine, I think we should first categorize the problems into 2 parts. So we can see as long-term problems and short-term problems, which can be solved. I think climate change, peace and security are very long-term problems.
Yes, that's a valid point you made. Yes, that's a valid point you made, that we should divide the world according to the problems. I mean, African countries, there is a major problem with the health issues and water and food there. And in Western countries, there is different problem like climate change. And in countries like India, where there is women being constantly being thrashed or being violated, or violence against them is happening, then I think that we among ourselves should categorize the world problems according to the continents or according to the reasons, and then we should discuss each matters. What do you think about that?
Yes,
I would
opinion.
I would agree to that.
जो बड़ा प्रॉब्लम है
disagree on
climate
that.
change और
Women are
violence
only
against
being
women
The problems
जो
are
हमारे दो बड़े
common to
प्रॉब्लम है
every
और बाकी के
country.
3 प्रॉब्लम
We
इसके
can't
अंडर
say
आ
that
जाते हैं।
one
अगर हम
problem
इन दो
one
बड़े
country
प्रॉब्लम को
one
फर्स्ट और
problem
सेकंड
is
प्रायोरिटी पे
situated
रखते हैं तो हम बाकी के
confined to
3
one
छोटे
place.
Team
प्रॉब्लम को
members, I would
थर्ड
like to
फोर्थ और फिफ्थ में
suggest
रख
one
सकते हैं।
thing, that we have to arrive at a conclusion, so it would be
Yes.
better that we speak one at a time.
yes.
I
Yes,
actually
I here I put my view. अगर हम लोग ऐसे वर्ल्ड को रख के देखेंगे, 4-5 कॉन्टिनेंट को रख के देखेंगे, तो आई थिंक ये जस्टिस नहीं होगा, क्योंकि वर्ल्ड में बहुत सारी कंट्रीज हैं। तो हम ऐसा कर सकते हैं कि हमारा जो मेजर इशू है, हम उस पे अगर बात कर लें, क्योंकि अगर ये तो फिर कॉन्फ्लिक्ट हो जाएगा, और कॉन्फ्लिक्ट में हमारा शायद उतना अच्छे से डिसीजन निकल के ना आ पाए। तो अभी हम लोग प्रायोरिटाइज कर लेते हैं।
in my
can I add
I have a question here.
Avnish, can we
question
take
here.
countries with maximum population?
एक काम करते हैं, सब लोग अपना वो फर्स्ट प्रायोरिटी पे किसे रखना है उसके सब बता दो, तो
या कंट्री से हम डिवाइड कर रहे हैं। हमारे पास 2 ऑप्शन है, या तो हम कंट्री से डिवाइड करें या फिर हम लोग होल वर्ल्ड को लेकर चले। तो हम लोग यहाँ पे मेजर
हमें होल वर्ल्ड लेके चलना है।
Yeah, according to the task, it is suggested that we have to decide as a world, as a whole, one thing. We don't have to divide it as country wise.
नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन दैट आई हैव इज कि हमें लॉन्ग टर्म पे लेके चलना है कि शॉर्ट टर्म। जैसे लॉन्ग टर्म पे लिए क्लाइमेट चेंज ठीक है, शॉर्ट टर्म के लिए अगर हम बात करते हैं तो इमीडिएट लॉस जो है, इमीडिएट लॉस तो कुछ भी नहीं हो सकता, लेकिन मतलब फूड और वाटर।
I think Amitesh, you are putting very good point. हमको हमेशा लॉन्ग टर्म सोचना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि शॉर्ट टर्म में जनरली गवर्नमेंट ही वहां की सोचती है। जैसे मान लीजिए इंडिया में कोई क्राइसिस आएगा, तो सबसे पहले गवर्नमेंट खुद ही यहाँ की सोचेगी। तो आई थिंक हमेशा यूएन की मीटिंग में हमको वर्ल्ड वाइड सोचना है, तो उसके लिए हमको एक लॉन्ग टर्म गोल लेके चलना पड़ेगा। तो हम लॉन्ग टर्म प्रायोरिटाइज करते हैं।
But I think
क्लाइमेट चेंज तो पहले रख रहे हैं।
Okay, according to you, if we take long term issue, and if we take the holistic view what the whole world is facing right now, I think we can prioritize as climate change and pollution at the first spot. What
I am
I am also agree.
Yes,
all of you agree to it, right?
Yes,
climate change we are and that will automatically solve two of our problems.
If we classify short term and long term, in short term comes food and water, and in long term rest 3 will come. Do you all agree with it?
Yes.
Yes, definitely there should be.
I think Vishwanath, we should prioritize for long term basis.
I think all the issues mentioned in the task are related to long term only. Food and water are not a short term thing. There are countries in the world who are facing poverty, scarcity of food. People are dying because of hunger.
Yes.
That's why I'm saying that water और आप इस तरह से अलग नहीं छोड़ सकते हो ना, कि अब अगर climate change है
that suddenly we can.
I think I think we should agree to Ayushi here, because every problem
long term and short term is that.
Yeah, I think we should agree with Ayushi here, because every problem mentioned here cannot be solved in a short term. It is a long term issue, and we need to slowly solve this issue. I don't think we can sort this out in long term.
Instead of dividing the issues in short term and long term, our task at hand is to prioritize the issues. So I think we should focus, and so far we have reached one conclusion, that on first point we are keeping climate and pollution. Right?
Yes.
Everyone agrees?
That is the first thing that we are going to keep.
Second priority पे आगे
सेकंड प्रायोरिटी पे हम लोगों को वायलेंस अगेंस्ट वुमेन रखना चाहिए, क्योंकि फिर से वो मेजॉरिटी 50% पॉपुलेशन को रीच कर रहा है। तो अगर हम वायलेंस अगेंस्ट वुमेन रखेंगे तो हम बहुत सारी कंट्रीज को टच भी कर सकते हैं, और हम उससे एक अच्छा सोल्यूशन निकाल के इसको रोक भी सकते हैं लॉन्ग टर्म में।
Avnish,
you are telling that violence against
peace and security ज्यादा बेटर होना चाहिए इस कंपैरेटिवली वायलेंस अगेंस्ट वुमेन, क्योंकि पीस एंड सिक्योरिटी अगर देखें तो वार होता है, टेररिज्म होता है कहीं पे, तो वो पूरा का
वायलेंस अगर
सिविलाइजेशन ही खत्म कर देता है ना। तो ये
नहीं ठीक है, तो वो तो इंटरनेशनल इश्यूज है ना, पहले घर से शुरू करने के लिए
I want to tell you one thing is
I would like to add a point here.
Yes, please Amitesh, please talk Amitesh.
I would like to add a point here.
Actually, I want to add one point.
Yes.
If violence against women is not avoided, is not stopped, how can we get peace and security in our own home?
Yes, that is a very excellent point you have made here.
Yes.
We should start from home itself, then women will be basic structure.
तो हम बड़े लेवल पे पीस एंड सिक्योरिटी ला पाएंगे। हम
तो I
स्मॉल
think-
से स्टार्ट करें, बड़े लेवल पे जा सकते हैं।
I think हम लोगों ने मेजॉरिटी में वायलेंस अगेंस्ट वुमेन को बोला है, तो हम लोग
No,
Yes,
sorry, I would
violence-
like to make a point here.
Yeah.
According to me, after climate change and pollution, water should come because water is the key component of life, and without water,
Means-
also living beings
Actually-
can't
नहीं, मैं
survive.
इसमें
आप-
कहना चाहूंगा, अगर हम
IOC
क्लाइमेट चेंज
आप-
को ठीक कर देते हैं तो वाटर और फूड का थोड़ा
climate change and
सॉल्व हो जाता है।
pollution.
Guys,
think IOC
please speak one by one. Please speak one by one.
Control.
Please speak one by one. I think Hemambar wants to say something.
I think yes.
Sir, if climate change and pollution problems are solved up to one extent, then food and water problems are almost solved up to
Yes.
Yes, Vishwanath.
because
So-
of the
minimize
climate
हो
change.
If that
So
it
हम-
gets solved,
Water pollution and food.
So IOC, yes, I want to add a point.
It's not like we will be solving food and water after climate change and pollution. We will be solving all these issues parallelly, but we will be prioritizing something. So we are not solving this after. So it's not like after climate change has been reduced,
Yes.
food and water will be available.
yes,
It's
yes.
not like that.
So-
So, and I
the
would I also
byproduct-
like to add one point here. Of violence against women, some of my friends told that 50% of population is women, but why are we not seeing that food and water is affecting 100% of the population? We are seeing that
exactly my point.
women is 50% of population, but food and water is affecting 100% of the population.
So
Why
Imad,
can't we prioritize
But
food and water?
So Imad,
अगर हम
Food is
climate
not,
ठीक कर लेते हैं तो फूड
Imad-
और वाटर का
Im-
प्रॉब्लम मिनिमाइज हो जाएगा।
Please speak one by
Imad,
one.
yes,
फूड
yes.
100% को अफेक्ट नहीं कर रहा है,
Vishwanath.
क्योंकि हमारे यहाँ पे अभी भी एक्सेस प्रोडक्शन हो रहा है और वो वेस्टेज में जा रहा है।
Yes.
जो
इमाद,
disparity
इमाद,
100%
मैं-
है।
फूड पा
मैं
रहे
एक
हैं और
पॉइंट यहाँ पे
कर रहे
रखना
हैं।
चाहता हूँ।
जो-
Yes, yes,
जो-
मैं भी अपना एक पॉइंट ऐड करना चाहता हूँ। आप जो बोल रहे हैं कि हमको हमको फूड एंड वाटर रखना चाहिए पहले। तो अगर आप देखें क्लाइमेट चेंज और इश्यू से, जो पोल्यूशन से हमारा जो फूड एंड वाटर सिक्योरिटी का पर्पज है, वो भी कहीं ना कहीं सॉल्व होता है। अब फूड और वाटर क्राइसिस कंट्री टू कंट्री ये डिपेंड करती है। तो कंट्री टू कंट्री, मान लीजिए अभी आप मेजर कंट्री देखेंगे तो उसमें ये इश्यू नहीं है, पर अगर आप अभी मेजर कुछ कंट्रीज देखें जैसे अफ्रीका, तो वहाँ रसिया यूक्रेन वॉर की वजह से 43% व्हीट का प्रोडक्शन नहीं हो पा रहा, ट्रांसपोर्टेशन नहीं हो पा रहा, उससे अभी दिक्कत आई है। इसका मतलब अगर आप देखें तो हमारा जो एक लॉन्ग टर्म गोल होना चाहिए, वो अभी फूड एंड सिक्योरिटी से पहले पीस एंड सिक्योरिटी होना चाहिए। उससे उस पीस एंड सिक्योरिटी को हम पहले लेंगे। तो अभी पीस एंड सिक्योरिटी से पहले हमको वुमेन को रखना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि पीस एंड सिक्योरिटी तभी मेंटेन हो सकती है जब
your point I can
water is also a seasonal problem. It's not a whole year problem. I think food and water are seasonal problem, so that's why we focus on climate change and violence against women.
Yes, I am agree with you.
बट अवनीश, पीस एंड सिक्योरिटी के लिए मैं भी वही प्रॉब्लम, वही लॉजिक देना चाहूंगा। पीस एंड सिक्योरिटी वर्ल्ड में मोर देन 200+ कंट्रीज है। हर कंट्री के बॉर्डर में सिक्योरिटी डिस्प्यूट्स नहीं होते हैं। हम वर्ल्ड में देखते हैं, मतलब 5-6 बॉर्डर ही ऐसे हैं जहाँ पे डिस्प्यूट हो रहे हैं, जहाँ पे वॉर सिचुएशन अराइज कर रहे हैं। तो फिर हमें पीस एंड सिक्योरिटी को लास्ट में रखना चाहिए।
नहीं, बॉर्डर से ही नहीं मतलब है यहाँ पे, हालांकि हमें मतलब वहाँ पे टेररिज्म से भी होता है। कई कंट्रीज होती है जैसे मिडिल ईस्ट कंट्री, स्पेशली टेररिज्म से भी।
I would like to make a point here.
I want to
all the issues mentioned in the task are more or less present in every country. According to me, we should go necessity wise that अगर ये चीज problematic है, so how are we going to survive it? Without water, we can't survive.
I think
I would also
here
Avnish, let me speak.
Yes.
See, I want to counter. Yes, I want to counter your point that climate. You told that climate change and pollution. No. You told about climate change.
Yeah, I have prioritized
food and water. Sorry, you told about food and water. There are only specific countries in which the scarcity of food and water is occurring. I think I would like to point out this for your point also. Violence against women is also facing issues in some countries only. So why are we not looking at food and water only?
I think
mostly Western countries को छोड़ दो तो हर जगह होता है violence against women.
Priority. If water is not there, no man or woman is going to survive. And we are
Then
not.
by that logic, that we should keep it over climate also.
IOC ऐसा तो है नहीं कि वाटर नहीं है। ये
वाटर
नहीं है। वाटर नहीं होता तो वहाँ भी पॉपुलेशन नहीं होती।
We
वाटर
can't
नहीं,
say that there is no
पर
water in
वाटर
the world of
पोल्यूशन
water
की वजह से
security.
जो हेल्थ इश्यूज हैं, वाटर पोल्यूशन की वजह से जो हेल्थ इश्यूज होते होंगे, या वाटर कमी की वजह से, या फूड ना होने की वजह से जो
या फिर
भूखमरी
वाटर
टाइप
शॉर्टेज
थिंग्स
की बात
हैं,
की होगी, लेकिन
भूखमरी
वाटर
टाइप
पूरा
थिंग्स होती हैं,
डिसअपियर
हमको
नहीं हो
उसको
गया
देखना
यहाँ पे,
है। तो आई थिंक
हमें वाटर शॉर्टेज की
हमको,
बात की गई
Yeah,
है।
I think
Yes,
now
yes.
you have a point, Avnish. Because
Yes.
of pollution, we are facing
yes,
this issue, so we can
this
reduce the
issue
pollution,
majorly. So
and then
I
the
think
food and
Yes.
water
yes,
will be
yes.
reduced. Yeah, I agree with you now. Yes,
Yes,
sir.
yes.
No,
yes.
no, 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 no,
So-
no.
Climate.
I
so
want to add
think-
some point कि pollution के कारण में water का problem नहीं है, ऐसा कुछ मतलब के कारण water का problem हो ऐसा कोई जरूरी नहीं है। बहुत सारी कंट्रीज ऐसे हैं जिनमें अभी तो डेवलपमेंट ही बहुत ज्यादा नहीं है, बट फिर भी वो लोग वाटर क्राइसिस फेस कर रहे हैं।
Yeah,
That is because of
scarcity is
climate
also
change.
a problem.
That is because of climate.
That
No,
will
no,
be a
let me
country
complete.
specific
Let me
That is
problem.
also
Yes,
because of
Anup,
the
Yes,
climate
yes.
you
change.
can
ऐसा भी नहीं है
Let
कि
him
हर
complete.
कंट्री में वुमेन के
Let
अगेंस्ट
Anup
वायलेंस
complete.
है, एंड दैट
I
इज
think-
Okay, first, let
I
me
think
complete. I
Anup
want to
should,
add point some
yes.
point. मैं ये कह
Yes,
रहा हूँ कि और ये जो भी है, मैंने सबसे शुरू में यही बात बोला था कि क्लाइमेट चेंज से पहले वाटर क्राइसिस को रखना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि क्लाइमेट चेंज आज भी अगर हम सीओपी या फिर और जो कुछ भी हम देख रहे हैं यूएन वगैरह में, वो लोग वो कंट्री से ज्यादा देख रहे हैं जो ऑलरेडी डेवलप हो चुके हैं। ठीक है,
जी,
तो
जी,
हम लोग के
जी।
वाटर क्राइसिस को जब तक हम देखेंगे नहीं, तो जो इतने सारे डेथ हो रहे हैं, इवन इंडिया में जहाँ पे वाटर अवेलेबल है वहां भी कंटामिनेटेड है, अगर आप उसको नहीं करेंगे तो ये जो भी है क्लाइमेट चेंज ये है एक लंबा मतलब बहुत लंबे फ्यूचर के लिए हम देख रहे हैं। अगर हम
वो
अभी वाला
long
ही
term
फ्यूचर
I
को
think-
सेव नहीं कर पाएंगे तो
I
आगे
think
चल के
water
बहुत
problem
प्रॉब्लम
भी एक
I
long
am
term
disagree with you.
problem है।
I am disagree with you here, क्योंकि हम लोग पहले
Actually,
prioritize
we
डिस्कस
discussed
करके
first one
prioritize
all
कर
the
चुके हैं
fundamentals for
क्लाइमेट
long
चेंज
term
को,
goals only.
डिस्कस करके लॉन्ग टर्म गोल को डिस्कस
Anup,
करके prioritize किए
Yeah,
हैं।
there is
हमको
no
आगे बढ़ना
point
चाहिए।
going back and forth.
Problem है।
One
Yes,
thing
we
which is
already
decided,
covered
let's
one
not
We
number
already-
go ahead.
हम शॉर्ट ऑफ
okay,
टाइम
okay.
चल रहे हैं, तो हमको
Climate
आगे
change. Actually,
शॉर्ट ऑफ टाइम
I
चल रहे
want
हैं,
to
तो
add one
हमको
point.
discuss-
Actually, I want to
ओके
add
तो
one
इसको
point.
ओके गो
Yes,
गो
yes.
Go ahead.
If as a citizen, if we want to solve any of the problems in our countries in the world, first of all, we should need some stability, which can be
Yes.
that can be achieved only either by securing peace and security or violence against women.
Yes, I am agree
Yes.
with you.
One
Anup.
point that all this stability or development will can be done both by men and women. If
Very fine point we made.
Very
most
fine
of the
point.
women are facing violence
Yes, go ahead.
against them,
हाँ
then how
Yes,
can
yes.
they contribute the development or stability of the world?
Okay,
yes,
so
yes.
रिमेम्बर
you are
ये
Fundamental,
ये
I
बहुत
think
अच्छा पॉइंट इन्होंने बोला है।
fundamental rights are also the most important thing among
हाँ
all these things.
I think
रिमेम्बर
So-
yes,
यू गॉट अ वेरी
yes.
गुड पॉइंट। मैं ये कह रहा हूँ
I
कि
think
ग्लोबल
remember
पीस
has
में
a good
आप
points about
हाँ मैं कह रहा हूँ कि ग्लोबल पीस और सिक्योरिटी जितना ज्यादा होगी, इकोनॉमी उतना ज्यादा डेवलप होती है, इन्वेस्टमेंट भी उतना ज्यादा आता है और उतना ही
नहीं,
ज्यादा आप रेवेन्यू जनरेट भी कर सकते हो।
नहीं,
तो फिर
अभी
आप
के लिए
लेकिन अनूप
citizen
आप
के लिए-
वायलेंस
हाँ।
अगेंस्ट वुमेन को, आप वायलेंस अगर हो रहा है वहां, तो कैसे, ये तो फिर बात समझ नहीं आती है हम कि मतलब आप
घर से
एक
शुरू
तरफ से-
करने की बात हो रही है
Yes.
यहाँ हम लोग, क्योंकि यहाँ से जैसे वायलेंस अगेंस्ट वुमेन है, वहां पे हम इंडिविजुअली घर पे आके घर से शुरू कर सकते हैं। तो पहले बेसिक से शुरू करते हैं घर पे
नहीं
जाके।
नहीं वायलेंस
तो
अगेंस्ट वुमेन को मैं ऑलरेडी सेकंड पोजीशन पे रख चुका हूँ। आई एम
Okay.
अच्छा,
टॉकिंग अबाउट द थर्ड पोजीशन
I
पे
think we
ग्लोबल
have
पीस एंड
reached the
बता
सिक्योरिटी।
दीजिए
Third-
जरा मैं
I think
Yes,
peace
yes,
and
बताइए।
security
Third पे
should
हमें
be
water और
second
food को
position.
रखना
जो हम
चाहिए।
लोग
Third-
वायलेंस अगेंस्ट वुमेन रख रहे हैं, एक सेकंड क्वेश्चन जस्ट अ मिनट आप लोग जैसे आगे बढ़े तो हम लोग पहले हम लोगों ने क्लाइमेट चेंज को रख लिया है।
Yes, yes,
अब हम
yes.
सेकंड हम रख रहे हैं, क्या रख रहे हैं, वायलेंस अगेंस्ट
Violence
वुमेन।
against
आर वी ऑल
women.
एग्रीइंग ऑन
हाँ।
इट?
yes, we
Yes,
are
yes.
agree, we all are agree.
थर्ड पोजीशन पे ग्लोबल पीस एंड
here?
सिक्योरिटी, थर्ड
Yes,
पोजीशन
yes.
पे ग्लोबल एंड पीस एंड
Third-
सिक्योरिटी अकॉर्डिंग टू मी।
Yes, yes.
I would
है।
go for peace
But-
and security.
But
I would
I think
also-
third point पे food and water रखना चाहिए, and
फूड
last
एंड
पे
वाटर, फूड
peace
या
and
वाटर
security
अलग अलग है
रखना
सर?
चाहिए।
सर अलग अलग है,
नहीं,
फूड या वाटर?
देखो
नहीं,
Okay,
हम
पहले-
सेम पोजीशन पे दो चीज रख सकते हैं, क्योंकि
Water and
बोथ आर
food.
रिलेटेड टू रिसोर्सेज, क्योंकि दोनों एक रिसोर्सेज की तरह हम देखते हैं, क्योंकि दोनों की कमी प्रॉब्लमेटिक है और दोनों के बिना 4-5 दिन से ज्यादा सर्वाइवल
सर
पॉसिबल नहीं है।
इश्यूज
Yes,
तो
yes,
सारे
yes.
प्रॉब्लमेटिक हैं, अभी जितने भी दिए गए हैं, वी नीड टू प्रायोरिटाइज इट एंड कम टू अ सोल्यूशन.
So I think
Okay,
guys,
we can
I want
prioritize
to put
water,
a point.
food and peace and security
Yes,
according to me.
I want to put a point here. तो मैं फूड और वाटर को प्रायोरिटाइज करना चाहूंगा, क्योंकि अगर आप देखें तो पीस और सिक्योरिटी भी कहीं ना कहीं फूड और वाटर पे डिपेंड करती है। अगर किसी के पास फूड या वाटर की क्राइसिस होती है तो वो कंट्री उसकी फिर नेशनल सिक्योरिटी पे फिर सवाल उठ सकता है। तो हमको एनर्जी सिक्योरिटी, फूड सिक्योरिटी पे देखना पड़ेगा। तो आई थिंक हमको फूड और वाटर क्राइसिस को सबसे पहले हैंडल करना
हाँ
चाहिए।
तो इस हिसाब में पहले वाटर को रखते हैं फिर फूड को रख देते हैं।
या
और
पहले
मैं एक बात
वाटर
कहना
एंड देन
चाहूंगा, जैसे कि
वाटर एंड देन फूड। यस,
अवनीश
आई
ने
एम
कहा,
एग्री।
अगर फूड और
हाँ,
वाटर की
वाटर और
shortage
फूड में
होगी
तो
तो
क्वेश्चन ही
country
नहीं है कि
के अंदर
वाटर
ही
पहले
wars
है।
शुरू हो जाएंगी लोकल्स के बीच में, क्योंकि फूड और वाटर के बिना कंट्री के अंदर लोकल वॉर हो जाती है,
वो तो
फिर
already-
उसे
हाँ,
already
ये
national
बिल्कुल सही
domestic
पॉइंट
हो
है।
जाएगा।
ये point
तो
सही
हम
है
यहाँ
आपका।
कंक्लूजन रीड कर रहे हैं कि जैसे अभी
Yes.
मेरे क्वेश्चन का आप लोग आंसर करते जाइए कि पहले हम क्लाइमेट चेंज को रखते हैं, हम इसलिए
Yes.
रखते हैं
Yes,
क्लाइमेट
yes.
चेंज को क्योंकि
Yes.
वहां पे फूड और वाटर का वो कुछ हद तक अपने आप ध्यान रखेगा।
Yes, yes.
सेकंड चीज, हम
Yes.
वायलेंस अगेंस्ट वुमेन जाते हैं क्योंकि ग्लोबल पीस को अचीव करने के लिए सबसे पहले हमें घर से शुरुआत करनी है,
हाँ,
तो हम
वो
वायलेंस
base है
अगेंस्ट
हमारा।
वुमेन,
Yes, yes.
ठीक, वो बेस
Yes,
है।
Animesh.
थर्ड पॉइंट हम वाटर के लिए जा रहे हैं, फोर्थ क्योंकि उसकी प्रायोरिटी फूड और वाटर के लिए जा रहे हैं, लेकिन फूड से पहले हमें पानी चाहिए, ज्यादा
हाँ,
पानी
Yes,
चाहिए,
yes,
तो
yes.
थर्ड पॉइंट हम
फूड
फूड
और वाटर
वाटर
में
के लिए जा
ज्यादा
रहे हैं।
प्रायोरिटी
So,
पानी की।
excuse me, I had to add one point. So I had one question. We should properly justify why we are keeping water before food. And I had one point because
भाई
Because
water के
water
I
needs to
have a
food,
point.
water
Don't
is
meditate,
required
much
for
more than
irrigation of
cultivate
crop
fish.
and livestock.
Yes, yes.
Yes,
I
yes.
am agree with IOC
Remember,
कि
I
हमको
am agree with
इरिगेशन
justify
पर्पस
that.
के लिए भी वाटर का ही यूज होगा
Yes.
अंतिम।
Yes, yes.
तो
We should
हमें
proper first
फूड
justify
प्रोडक्शन
that.
के लिए हमें वाटर की जरूरत
फूड
होगी।
प्रोडक्शन के लिए
Also-
वाटर
हमें
की
कई
जरूरत
सारे
है।
पर्पस के लिए वाटर की
Also in
जरूरत है,
agriculture
जैसे
even-
also
ड्रिंकिंग
yes,
के लिए है,
even-
वॉशिंग के लिए है, इंडस्ट्री के लिए है,
even in
एग्रीकल्चर के लिए
agriculture,
है, सारी
yes,
प्रॉब्लम्स
yes.
वाटर से
Yes.
रिलेटेड है।
वाटर
Yes.
से
और
रिलेटेड।
और
That's
उसके
why we need to keep water.
I think water
water
crisis is a
और
major issue.
वाटर वाज थर्ड
Than
नंबर।
ओके ओके
food crisis.
Yes.
अच्छा ठीक है, एक
Okay.
पॉइंट है मेरा यहाँ पे। हेलो,
Okay.
मैं कह रहा
Yeah.
कि अगर हम लोग फूड ले लिया, हम लोगों ने फूड हम लोग जो है ग्लोबल पीस से पहले इसलिए ले रहे हैं क्योंकि उसके बिना हमारे घर में ही सिविल वॉर स्टार्ट हो सकती है अगर फूड और वाटर की कमी रहेगी। तो
Yeah.
यानी हम लोग अपने प्रायोरिटी ऑर्डर में फिफ्थ पे हम लोग ग्लोबल पीस एंड सिक्योरिटी को ले जाना चाह रहे
Yes,
हैं।
yes.
क्या इस पॉइंट से सब लोग एग्री करते हैं?
यस
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
I think we all reached a
तो
consensus.
Yes.
कॉन्सेंसस हम
I
लोगों
think-
को मिल गया है।
I
किसी को
think-
कोई और पॉइंट ऐड करना है तो दिस हाउस इज स्टिल ओपन बिफोर वी स्टार्ट कंक्लूडिंग इट।
I think, Animesh, I want to add a point here, Amitesh. Peace and security का जो हमारा पर्पस होता है कि अगर हम खुद ही अपने रिसोर्सेज से भरे रहेंगे, खुद ही हम अपने रिसोर्सेज में खुश रहेंगे, तो हमको फिर अपने आप पीस और सिक्योरिटी का पीस और
नहीं सर,
सिक्योरिटी फील
बॉर्डर
होगी।
इश्यूज भी होते हैं सर, बॉर्डर इश्यूज भी होता है, और फिर
हाँ,
आजकल तो
yes,
रिलीजन भी आ चुका है।
आइडियोलॉजिकल इश्यूज भी होते हैं ना,
yes,
आइडियोलॉजिकल
yes,
आजकल
भी
ये
होता
सर
है।
ऐसे
तो
बात
आज
नहीं
के
होती
डेट
सर।
में
बट
war civilization भी नहीं
एक्सटर्नल
चल रही
पॉइंट हो जाएगा वो मेरे हिसाब से।
हाँ,
तो आई थिंक
हाँ,
सबसे
तो
ज्यादा
हम
जो
तो वर्ल्ड के हिसाब से
मेजर
देख रहे हैं ना।
यस
हम तो
आई थिंक
वर्ल्ड के
अविनाश तो
हिसाब से
कह रहा
देख
है,
रहे हैं।
उसको मैं थोड़ा
इंटरनल
मॉडिफाई
इश्यूज
करना
बाद में
चाहता हूँ।
आएंगे।
मेजर
external
इम्पैक्ट
आएंगे।
जिनका होगा, मेजर इम्पैक्ट
लेट
जिनका
मी गिव
होगा।
वन चांस टू स्पीक।
Actually-
अविनाश कह रहा है वो
actually-
सही है। अगर हम रिसोर्सेज को करेंगे तो हम लोकली इंटरनल स्टेबिलिटी ला सकते हैं, पीस और सिक्योरिटी। हमें सिर्फ एक्सटर्नल के लिए लड़ना होगा,
यस
तो हम
यस यस
थोड़ी बहुत पीस एंड सिक्योरिटी अचीव
Yes,
कर सकते हैं।
initially
बाकी
we
सारे
need to
resources।
secure life.
हाँ, जितना ज्यादा
Yes, yes.
प्रोस्पेरिटी आती है उतना ही ज्यादा सिक्योरिटी का प्रॉब्लम कम होता है। लोग उतने
Yes,
ज्यादा
yes.
थोड़े से मतलब सही बिहेव करते हैं।
Yes,
और जितना
yes, I
ज्यादा
agree with that.
क्राइसिस फूड वाटर या किसी और चीज के भी बेसिस पे होगी, उतना
Yes,
ही
yes.
ज्यादा पीस और सिक्योरिटी ऑलरेडी खराब हो
Yes.
जाएगा। तो
I am
जब
agree
हम
with
ऑलरेडी
Anup.
सबको
Yes.
सेव कर
आई एम
लेंगे
आल्सो एग्री।
तो हम ग्लोबल पीस एंड सिक्योरिटी
Yes.
अपने आप आधे से ज्यादा
So
सेव हो
I
जाएगी।
think we have reached a conclusion now. We
Yes.
have decided our priority of issues.
यस,
I
Yes,
think we have
yes,
to
we have
conclude.
almost.
Yes.
Yes.
I'd like to conclude
Anyone who
it.
wants to-
The priority which we have
Okay.
decided, first is
Okay.
climate
Okay.
change and pollution. Second is
Yes,
violence
yes.
against women. Third is water. Fourth is food. And fifth is peace and security.
Okay,
Okay.
so
Yes,
Ayushi,
sir.
you
Okay,
already
Please also give the
concluded, right?
reasons of prioritization.
हाँ ये
Conclude formally,
I
anyone?
think conclude.
Okay, if anyone wants
Formally,
to go
yeah.
ahead, because Amitesh already explained all the points why we are prioritizing these. So that's why I did not go for that and did it in a
दो
short
बीच में
manner.
I
summarize
think,
करते
but in
हैं इसलिए
conclusion, you
okay, not
should
a problem.
conclude all the points, na?
Yeah, anyone can do
Yes.
that. If you want, Anup, you can go ahead.
Yep.
No, no.
So
It does not mean I want.
No, we
No,
are
actually, it
going
was
to.
Okay.
already
I'm
done,
going to
that's
for
why
the
I didn't
conclusion
go
here.
ahead.
If everyone is allowing me to, I'm going for the
Yeah, yeah.
conclusion
yes,
here.
Amitesh,
Yes,
go ahead.
yes,
Yes,
Go ahead.
please go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay, so we have reached here a conclusion that we had a healthy discussion about the topic that was related to the world issues, that were the major problems were food, water, climate change and pollution, and fourth one was peace and security, and fifth was violence against women. And now we have prioritized. We had to prioritize them. Now we have prioritized them according to the group discussion or the group task that we had. We have first prioritized the climate change because जो food and water के जो issues थे वो कुछ हद तक, मतलब ये fully तो नहीं लेकिन कुछ हद तक इससे मैनेज हो जाएंगे क्लाइमेट चेंज, अगर हमारा सही, अगर हम क्लाइमेट चेंज पे ध्यान देते हैं तो। ठीक है। सेकंड, हम लोगों ने वायलेंस अगेंस्ट वुमेन्स चूज किया क्योंकि हमारा मकसद था कि ग्लोबल लेवल पे हम पीस स्थापित करें। तो सबसे पहले हम जो है घर से शुरुआत करते हैं। फिर थर्ड, जो घर से शुरुआत करते हैं, इस वजह से थर्ड हम लोग गए फूड और वाटर के प्रति, क्योंकि अगर फूड और वाटर को ही हम प्रायोरिटाइज नहीं करेंगे तो डोमेस्टिक वॉर, मतलब जो सिविल वॉर जो सिचुएशन होती है, वो सिविल वॉर जैसी जो सिचुएशन है वो अराइज हो सकती है। इसमें भी पहले हम लोगों ने वाटर को प्रायोरिटाइज किया। हमने वाटर को क्यों प्रायोरिटाइज किया? क्योंकि वाटर जो है वो इरिगेशन से लेके मेजर फूड क्रॉप्स के लिए चाहिए होता है। उसके बाद हम लोग फूड की ओर गए, और फूड को हम लोगों ने ग्लोबल पीस से पहले चूज किया, हम लोग डिस्कस कर चुके हैं। तो फूड हमने, उसके वाटर के बाद फूड रखा, और फूड के बाद फाइनली हम लोग जब चारों तरफ से अपने आप को कंट्री प्रॉस्पर हो गई, हमारे अंदर सारी सिचुएशन मतलब खुद के रिसोर्सेज से हो गया, तो फिर हम एक्सटर्नल फैक्टर्स के ओर कंसंट्रेट करते हुए हम पीस एंड सिक्योरिटी, ग्लोबल पीस एंड सिक्योरिटी के ऊपर हम लोगों ने बात की। And this was the overall conclusion that we had. Thank you, sir.
Okay, so let me tell you now, when I told you many times that conclusion is a wonderful opportunity to each one of you, but you can find that, you can see that people hesitate concluding, maybe because during the discussion you don't jot down the points properly, and then you hesitate concluding properly. You should from the very beginning start writing the important points, so that in the conclusion you take the opportunity and conclude. There is a very less competition in the conclusion, and there's a great opportunity for you to crack GT. Now, there is nothing like correct or incorrect answer to the task. I mean, you have to give priority and you have to tell the reason. So if you say violence against women is number 1, climate change is number 2, you need to explain why you think so. So you understand, if I'm to give this list which you have given: violence against women number 1, climate change number 2, food and water number 3, and peace security number 4, something like that. Then I will say, like, okay, our criteria of giving priority to violence against women is humanity, because 50% of the population on this planet Earth is of women approximately. So maybe, out of 6 billion, 3 billion are women. Unless until violence against women is stopped, does not make sense of good quality of life on planet Earth. So humanity is to be given priority, followed by climate change and pollution. So whatever steps you take to prevent climate change and pollution, whatever steps you take, these steps automatically ensure water, food, and peace and security. So climate change and pollution, if you see the scarcity of food and water largely nowadays is because of the weather change or climate change. That eventually is leading to shortage of food, and pollution is leading to shortage of potable water, drinkable water. So climate change and pollution, if we start focusing in long term, obviously food and water will be available for our consumption. As far as the peace and security is concerned, these are general terms. What kind of peace and what kind of security? Even food security comes under the ambit of security. So peace and security will automatically be taken care of if you avoid violence against women, and if you take care of the climate change and pollution, and ensure good food and quality, good food and water to the people. So people fight for scarcity of the resources. So if you provide these things to people, peace and security can be restored. And otherwise also peace and security has to be there, though it is important topic. But yes, first comes humanity, then comes providing the food and shelter to people, protecting the planet Earth, and then comes ensuring peace and security. So that is the kind of you can give basically priority to these topics. Let me tell you, there in these kind of topics there's a lot of discussion which goes, and many times consensus is not built. As you keep on fighting for, consensus is not built. So some of you should come forward and tell, okay friends, these are very close choices, and in this situation, if we are not hitting the right consensus, then I think we should go with majority, and let's finalize like women security of exploitation against women is to stopped. So let's go for that first, and then we go for the second this thing. So you need to make the consensus from the very beginning. And if you are clear about concluding, then keep jotting down the points so that you conclude that. It's a very good opportunity. Now in the discussion, I think Amitesh was talking, Avanish was talking a lot. You people can, all of you can now speak. I'm observing you couple of days now. You people have capability to speak, but some of you are giving long, stretch of no talking or no involvement. So that is not good. Like Ayushi, you need to talk after a couple of minutes. You need to enter after a couple of minutes, and you need to give your points so that you become visible. Similarly, I think others were talking, but Imad, you were also today, you were silent for a long time, and others were talking, but Nikhil and him, Barbar, you are to give your, logical points and more relevant points. It is not involvement which is important, it is what you speak that is also very important. So regular interval ke upar entry and then giving logical points, these are the important things. Last but not the least, as I told you, like if you conclude, then that will surely help you to pass this GT session. And there is the easiest pie, you can pick it up. That is how you have to do it. So I think all of you have the capability to clear the GT. Only thing is participate at the regular front. That is how it is to be done, right? That's all from my side. Anything you want to ask or tell? Any point if you have, you want to ask or tell me anything. So all these.
सर जब ये जीडी स्टार्ट हुआ सो इट वाज क्वाइट अ चैलेंजिंग टास्क. तो मतलब ऐसे आपने जो आंसर एक्सपेक्ट किया था, आप मतलब अगर आप सच में आपने ऑब्जर्व किया तो ये काफी हद तक आपको सेटिस्फैक्टरी लगा या फिर मतलब इसमें कुछ
आंसर का कोई मतलब नहीं है. इट्स नॉट द राइट आंसर, रॉन्ग आंसर उसके दिमाग में नहीं होता. ही इज नॉट चेकिंग द आंसर आल्सो. ही इज चेकिंग द लॉजिक, हाउ यू गाइस आर रीचिंग दैट आंसर एंड वेदर यू मेक द कंसेंसस और नॉट. He is only going to check through GT what he is checking. Try to understand. Through GT, he is not checking the answer. There is nothing like correct answer to any of the task. He is checking that whether you have logics to give to reach some kind of point, and are you in a position to communicate with others, talk to others, and make the consensus. Can you do teamwork or you cannot? GT में सबसे important होता है teamwork. You understand what kind of company HPCL is? HPCL is a marketing, largely marketing company. There's a boardroom meetings where you have to decide. We have to make very frequently some decisions, and you need to meet the consensus, and you need to build the consensus and find the solution. Think of when you are even meeting some petrol pump owner and you are talking to him. You have to build a consensus only. You need to convince him. Either you need to get convinced or he needs to get convinced, and you have to find out the solution for that. So this, whatever we are doing here, that is going to be part of your profession. That is going to be part of your job. And it is not like sometime you may think this is not a correct answer, this is not a correct solution, but then you need to find out the answer through consensus. You need to take everybody along with you and move on. That is how it is to be done. Consequences of the decision which you take may be later only they will be visible, but then you have to move on. If you don't reach the consensus, you don't move actually. But in companies like HPC, you have to take a call, you have to take a decision and proceed forward. That is how it is.
सर जो ये सिचुएशन है, जब मान लीजिए क्लैश हो जाता है, जब डिस्कशन आगे बढ़ नहीं रहा, तो वहां पे मेजॉरिटी पे जाने पे कोई इशू तो नहीं होगा? मतलब ऐसे बढ़ के
हो सकता है कि I think suppose somebody is not agreeing, you can say, okay Vishwanath, I think by majority of us feel that okay, number one should be violence against women. So I think we should go with the majority, and let's go to the next point. So what you are saying, like peace and security, let's keep it at number 2. That way. You can always ask a question that Vishwanath, why you think this should be number 1? Why you think this should be number 2? When you get convinced, then you go forward. That is how it should be. Sometimes grossly wrong answer is there, which you people give, like island problem. Island problem mein pirates is the right answer, but majority of the people will think of some another island because of the one reason or the other. You should not stick around like this is the right answer, I should give this answer. No, you should not do that. You should go with the majority, though giving your point, and then you should go to the majority thing. Like at one of the discussions, everybody started saying that they have cannons, they have guns, and pirates will kill us. So let's not go on the pirates island. Better will be snakes. Snakes do not have gun. They cannot eat. They cannot kill us. Pirates will kill us. No, there's no logic. You can't fight with them for this. So this is not a right or wrong answer. You need to move on with the majority.
Thank you.
That
That was all.
sir, and like you told, sir, women is half of the population, and it's almost 3.5 billion population. So we have to focus on that issue first. But sir, all of them are not threatened, sir. Like all of them don't face issue. Only
That's
certain
true.
part of it faces issue. So can we like slide it to last or later part?
No, but this is what we mean to say is a humanity is a humanity. It is not that you need to basically number only is the important. It is like individual life is very important for that matter. There are countries, countries, entire countries which are suffering because of these problems.
Yes.
I
Yes.
understand that majority of the countries this issue is not there, but then there are so many countries in which this issue is very predominant and prevalent. So that comes humanity actually. So life of the human being is the most important thing actually when we talk about United Nations. So you just see the very reason United Nations was born in 1945 was to prevent wars and to ensure peace and security in the world. So that was the main reason. So humanity assumes a lot of importance actually. So life of a human being is very, very precious. So we need not to quantify that aspect. We need not to say, okay, it is only some of the countries, so just avoid it. Humanity is humanity. Life of human being is life of human being. That way you can give. As I told you, I mean, you could have gone other side also. You could have gone to
Yes, sir.
the domain also. And when you are sitting under the umbrella of
Yes.
United Nations, the very reason it was found was to prevent war and ensure peace and security in the world. You can
Yes.
say peace and security is most important because it is United Nations.
Yes.
But then it is
Yes.
the logic which you give actually.
Yes.
And when you take care of the women and their rights and you create that ecosystem to protect women, peace and security automatically comes. Whatever.
Sir, I want to ask one thing. Yesterday, you suggested that content enrichment should be there. So, according to my performance today, did you find anything substantial?
Yes, you were giving points, and you are a lawyer. You should have given some more points related to women protection, right?
But then I thought that it might backfire being a woman, that I'm the only girl in this group.
No,
I
actually,
think today.
see, in this world, what I feel is if you're a man and if you talk about the protection of man, that is wrong. If you're a woman, if you talk about the protection of woman, that is correct actually.
No, then they think that
That is how it goes.
woman, that's why she's talking about this point.
No. So Ayushi, if women will not fight for women, who else will fight? You tell me. And I'm telling you observe these things. The thing is like if a man is talking about rights of the man, that may sound not correct. But if a woman stands and say no, rights of women are to be protected, that is that looks like good actually. You should have spoken. In fact, if you don't speak, then we'll say who else will speak. You understand the point? You should have
Yes,
spoken. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that you could have given some flavor of law into this entire thing, right? Maybe peace and security. So the way this peace and security is defined, it is closely linked with protection of the women rights. It is closely because peace and security can only be restored. It can only be brought in any particular country if that country becomes protective for the women's right. And you see that is a common observation, and correct me if I'm wrong, all those countries where women have more rights, peace and security is there actually, and you observe it wherever. So if you see the violence against women, the countries in which there's a violence against women, in those countries peace and security is not existing. That is fact. So if you that way see the sequential way, you'll find that protection of the rights of women and then global warming, if you ensure these two things, then all other factors are taken care of automatically. They are linked actually. You try to restore food and water, but if there is a pollution and if there is a global warming, then there will certainly be scarcity of food and water. We talk about La Nino in India this year. We are expecting La Nino. We are fearing La Nino, El Nino will come. That means monsoon pattern will be disturbed. Monsoon pattern is disturbed. You understand, entire food chain is disturbed in India. So you cannot have food that way. So production of the food will be hampered. So first we need to take care of the weather prediction and all.
Sir, I have a question. एक पॉइंट पे मुझे ऐसा लगने लग गया कि मतलब मैंने जो जो पॉइंट सोचा है दे आर मतलब वो सब डिस्कस हो चुके हैं। तो और वैसे सिचुएशन में कई बार फिर ब्लैंक आउट टाइप का सिचुएशन आ जाता है कि मतलब मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि यार ये मैंने सब कुछ सोच रखा, मैंने सब कुछ पॉइंट किया और वो सब डिस्कस हो गया, अब मैं इसमें और आगे क्या ऐड करूं। तो सर तो मतलब वैसे सिचुएशन में फिर मैं मतलब थोड़ा सा ब्लैंक आउट टाइप का सिचुएशन हो जाता है, फिर मैं
देखिए
चुप
क्या
हो
है,
जाता हूँ।
जो HPCL के टास्क है ना वो ऑलरेडी अवेलेबल हैं, जो टास्क को पूछते हैं। आपको क्या करना चाहिए, आपको उनका एनालिसिस करना चाहिए कि इसके ऊपर मैं और क्या बोलूंगा, क्या इनोवेटिव पॉइंट बोलूंगा। वो आपको पहले ही होमवर्क करके जाना चाहिए, मेरे को ये लगता है। यू शुड डू दैट।
मतलब मैं अपने तरफ से जितना ज्यादा से ज्यादा इस पे मतलब अपना कंटेंट रख के रखूं, है ना।
यस यस, उसको सोचिए आप, क्योंकि ऑलरेडी टास्क आर आउट, टास्क आर ऑलरेडी देयर। सो यू थिंक ओवर दैट कि व्हाट यू विल स्पीक, अगर ये टास्क आता है तो मैं क्या बात करूंगा इसके ऊपर। अभी आपके पास टास्क है, उनको सोचना स्टार्ट करो, कुछ रेलिवेंट पॉइंट्स लिखना स्टार्ट करो, व्हाट यू कैन, हाउ यू कैन कंट्रीब्यूट, यू शुड से दैट।
Those tasks
Sir, I
are
have a
the
question.
PDF which is shared in the group, I think 11 or 14.
Yes, they are being asked very frequently. You should go through those all tasks.
Sir, I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
Sir, actually, the group discussion went in a way that in the opposite way what I thought, sir. So I couldn't speak initially in those span of time, sir. So how can I suddenly change to these majority concerns?
You should not take a very rigid stand. I must say, you should give your point and then be ready to accept somebody's point. With that way of discussion, you should proceed forward. You should not very strongly convince the other people for particular point. You should give your point. When you are in the group task and not in a group discussion, you just put forth your view and your point, and also listen to others view. You never think that okay, this has to be correct, this has to be incorrect. That is how board meetings go. You're not very rigid, though you give your points, but you are not very rigid on your points. Go that way. Changing the view in in the line of other members is a very common thing in the discussions in the task.
Okay.
Don't take a maximum.
Sir, I have a question. Sir, in conclusion part, what the things should be discussed?
You should discuss that this the friends, we had a great discussion here, and we were given 2 tasks. We were given the task to prioritize the issues. So friends, first let me tell you what are the issues we have prioritized. Number 1, we gave to women security. Number 2, we gave to global warming. Number 3, we gave to food and water. And number 5, we gave to peace and security. Now we also discussed why number 1 we have given to this. I would like to tell that we gave it number 1 because we gave humanity as a priority on the planet Earth. Global warming we gave because the protection of the planet Earth itself is very important. And then the resources we gave, and then at the last we gave the priority to peace and security. All other factors which we discussed, if they are taken care of, then peace and security automatically will be restored on planet Earth. So this is how, friends, we discussed. That can be the pattern of conclusion, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then I think then we ended up here today, the session. So keep practicing it. All the tasks are already available. Just go through all those tasks and come out with your innovative solutions, right? Okay.
Sir, is there any
Yes,
new task?
thank you.